Major spoiler warning for Knives Out. That movie right there. Yeah, that's crooked. I think it's meant to be. Go watch this movie. Do not watch my review if you have not seen this movie. I want you to watch this movie so you can go through all of the things that I went through. And then come back and find out if I liked the movie or if I didn't. And we'll go from there. It's been 30 seconds. You've had plenty of time to turn this video off, so let's begin the review. Knives Out, a film directed by Rian Johnson, starring a million fantastic actresses and actors, and it was a fun ride to go on. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. We're gonna go through as the movie goes through that. I just loved it, and really as a main review, I really enjoyed it. It was a very good whodunit that had a surprise that I didn't think would be the end. But anyways, the opening scene is that the maid finds Harlan's body, which is just like a regular NCIS, CSI episode. Somebody finds the body. I really enjoyed that. The score for this movie, fantastic. I believe this was Rian Johnson's brother who did the music. Well done, and really liked that string piece at the very beginning of the movie. The set design of the study library, really the house itself, was wonderful to look at. There's like Daniel Craig's character, Blanc, later talks about how the case is a donut, and the knives thing itself is a donut. Like, it has all the knives thing, and then there's like that center thing. There's some really great framing and like people hitting their mark, like Daniel Craig sitting in front of it, and just then all the knives are pointing at him. The problem with this movie though was, once it got to the point that it started giving you enough clues as to what happened, or fully, meaning when Chris Evans showed up and the dogs didn't like him, I started figuring things out then. A little bit. Like, I was like, oh, the dogs didn't like him, but they like her, so, like, she was the one that got the dogs, all stuff. Once it became, we found out who did it, and that she had thought that she had poisoned him with way too much morphine, and then he fully did kill himself. She started comically trying to dissuade Daniel Craig from finding out the truth, and I thought it was going to be like, instead of a whodunit, it was a get out of it. We know, the audience, what really happened, but for every other character, she has to evade them and get out of the situation alive, which was interesting. The car chase scene, that was like the dumbest car chase. What's the detective, the cop said, very funny. This was a very funny movie. Some of the good jokes were in the trailer. Toni Collette's, well, can we or can we not? Whatever joke that is, you know what I'm talking about. Really good. Still good in the movie. But, like, Toni Collette in this movie, she's fantastic. Such a big difference from her Hereditary role. I think it's Toni Collette in that. Yeah. The editing at the beginning, or like the first act, when we're getting everyone's stories of like what the party was like, and it just cutting back in between, going between different interviews, and then like there's like jokes of it, like a turn and whatnot. Very good. I really enjoyed the first act editing. And then we get a lot of people's things they did bad. Don Johnson's character was cheating. Toni Collette was stealing money. Joni. Another person got something. Oh, Walt lost the publication company. those were all very big motivations that we were led to believe, oh, this could be why they did this. And then Marta is really the one that had to do stuff to help him. Which that scene, when we get Marta's point of view for that half hour after the party ended, her and Harlan have such a fantastic chemistry on screen together. They have such good banter. It seems so natural. Like they're fully very good friends. And he mentions like this fourth person, and at first I was believing it was Linda. And then I got it that it was Ransom like a couple minutes later. He had 10 minutes once he got the morphine in him. He had 10 minutes to live, and he's like writing that down as if it was for his next book, and she's trying to find the drugs to give him, and she can't. And then her whole full breakdown of, I don't have it, let me call the police or an ambulance, and the ambulance would have taken too long. And the more intense that happened, and then it started doing the editing again of what she had to do with him saying it, and later we fully see him like slit his throat. He did fully commit suicide, though aggravated because of what Chris Evans' character did, so that he could get back on the will, even though I thought he was a good guy, and then he wasn't. And it's just really fun seeing Chris Evans not be a good guy like he is in the Marvel movies. And he was on a play recently in New York, and I don't remember, might have been New York, but I don't remember what it was called, and I haven't seen it. But he was the villain in that as well. And it's just fun seeing him like play a different person. And then Daniel Craig's character, Blanc, was hired by an anonymous person who gave him like a buttload of money. Ended up being Chris Evans' character. Like the whole big reveal at the end, which took a long time. I think that was like 15, 20 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes tops. That was a long reveal. Maybe 10 minutes. I don't know how the runtime of the movie was. It was like 2 hours, 10 minutes. It was fine. Didn't feel too long. We see the drop of blood on her shoes. She burned the tape. This was when she started doing the tape stuff, like giving the tape, throwing the piece of wood, walking on her footprints, and then completely messing it up very comically. It started reminding me of like A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, which is a musical. And it was her covering up what she had done and what she had left behind, because as she's not like a trained killer, she left many a clue. And Ransom shows up for the will reading, and before the will is read, there's this fantastic family ensemble scene where everyone's there and everyone is like getting in this argument. It's really entertaining, that scene. Then they read the will, and Marta got fucking everything. Bomb is dropped. Everyone goes batshit crazy, except for Meg. She's like reacting to what her aunt is saying, and she just goes full bananas. Like, the family goes full bananas on Marta, and she's like freaking out because she's like, why the hell? What am I doing? And looking back, like, because Ransom was just so chill and calm, of course he knew he wasn't going to be in the will, but then he also knew that it was just Marta. It was like seeing that motivation come through was enjoyable. And Ransom saved her. She told him everything. The family can get everything back if Marta is civilly convicted for a crime, so they like try to get information about her, or they go to Daniel Craig and he's like, I think there's been a murder, but then like, this will take too long, let's go do something else. I thought that Meg was on Marta's side. She later calls Marta and like starts talking about like her mom is being broke and that they need money and something, and then just like we see a little bit of bad intention. So really the entire family is messed up, except for really Jamie Lee Curtis. I think that even though we get the information that she started her company with $1 million that her father gave her, so she really didn't start it from the ground up. That's just like what people say and everything. Then we get the next thing that somebody is blackmailing her. And this is when I started noticing things about Chris Evans. When more and more stuff of him bringing things up for her to do, I felt like he was leading her on. Like, he was like, well, what about your email? Did something come in the email? And she's like, I haven't checked this. Goes, checked it. Oh, I have an address and a time to go to. And then it's going there. He had her drive to the medical examiner's place. It just once you know the reveal at the end, you can watch it again and be like, oh, this is him meticulously planning and then having to reset his plan later on and like change it a little bit so where he could get through everything and like succeed. That was okay. I do enjoy the reveal, and at first I was like, oh, Meg did it all, she had something to do with it, but then that was known. The tox report, the copy was in the clock stash, so a lot of stuff that is brought into like pieces of information. I guess it's a tightly wrapped script. There's a lot of information presented to us about things that has a part in the end. Earlier, Catherine Langford's character Meg wants to get high at the memorial, and that's where we find out like the secret hiding place that Fran has inside the clock. Daniel Craig says the words Knives Out, so I was like, oh, end credits there because CinemaSins, thank you CinemaSins. And then Ransom did it all. Blanc reveals just by looking at the toxicology report that she didn't actually poison him. Things were switched around, and he first tells her this, like, you didn't do this. The real person walks in Ransom with the other detective dude who had a very, like, got somebody else's Hamilton joke. Don Johnson said it. Very funny. I enjoyed that a lot. A lot of people didn't get it because they don't know Hamilton, even though you should you should know what Hamilton is. Duh. And this is where the perfect framing is. Completely funnily, Daniel Craig's character calls this case a donut hole inside another donut hole. Like, that's like the bit how we started the reveal and everything. And then earlier, Harlem had said that you can't tell the difference between a prop knife and a real knife. And when Ransom goes to stab the girl because like he's her full evidence and stuff, or after he fully confessed and he's like, well, I'm already going, he goes to stab her and it's a prop knife, and it's so funny, the delivery of him like repeatedly putting it on her because it's like just going inside the hilt. Very, very funny. And then everyone gets their due diligence. Jamie Lee Curtis finds about her husband's cheating, and Marta just keeps the whole thing for herself, I think. And I really love this movie. I have been waiting for this movie for so long, and it fully delivered. I was thinking the entire time. I was writing down like my thoughts of who was going to be the person that did it, and you should go see this movie. I could give this movie like a 4.5 out of 5. It's pretty awesome. Thank you for liking this video. If you liked it, subscribe for more videos, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!